Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice.
Sharpenlaw.
The goalie jumps and the
Sharpenlaw makes the shot. Cross ice Woolley in off the point. Woolley gives it to Barnes. Mellenby fencing in front, setting the screen. Tabaracci doesn't see it and scores! A power play goal! Jason Woolley should get the goal. As it was deflected by a Calgary Flame, and the Panthers power play goal has this one tied up again.
Dash with skates aflash, the home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line.
This is the fifth power play goal scored against Calgary in a little under 4 periods of play. They gave up 3 goals. All 3 of the goals they were scored on by Trevor Kidd in last night's game by Tampa. So 5 power play goals now scored against the Flames. Belanger's backhander scores! Even straight ball. The Panthers lead by 1. Jesse Belanger.
Hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and a one gigantic scream.
Oh!
The puck is in. The home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Dumps Woolley at 16 to Lindsay. Wait from Kessler, sending it back into the Calgary zone. On the turnover, scores! Jody Hull! Housley can't believe it! A tailor-made pass to the opposition, and Jody Hull going high on the glove side, and the Panthers lead by 2.
What a production. I like that. 10:07 at WIOD. How you doing, guys? So at least the Panthers pulled one out. Too bad we didn't have a good crowd there to see it last night. But, sooner or later, if you have enough different teams, at least for the time being, you might win one. Boy, this mic was like on the no-ball setting. Of course, Rick was just here. So anyway, happy... Oh, man. If we don't have a special edition of the Booger Belmonte Show on Phil Henry this afternoon, I'm going to be one disappointed puppy. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think he could wait till Friday, do you? I think he might just come out of hiding, at least by phone. The Booger has got to come out of hiding today on the Phil Henry Show just in honor of yesterday's debacle. I understand the Patriots got blown out. Hey, at least we're consistent. We score 3 points every week. 38-3. But, wouldn't you rather lose 38-3 than to blow a 24-3 lead in the third quarter and just get humiliated and degraded? And we're still trying to find Mandich. Everybody is on the lookout. We can't find Mandich. The rumor is that he went out and got drunk and ran off with the coach after the game, and the two of them haven't been seen since. And especially now, even worse news, adding insult to injury, is the fact that Marino very well could be out for the rest of the year. That's the latest I'm hearing from my sources. Marino is out. I think that may have been his last game yesterday as a professional quarterback. Good thing you broke the record yesterday, Dan, because you know how the fates work. It's an ugly twist of fate. I mean, you talk about a major blowjob. It was incredible. It was shocking is what it was. It was in the history of sports. That was probably one of the great blowjobs, at least in the history of the Dolphins. In fact, they said they had to look back to 1980 to see a bigger blowjob by the Dolphins. Oh, it was frightening. And against a girls' team, against the quarterback, of course, from Michigan, no less, who got beat by our girls' team on Saturday. So put it all together, and you got a pretty depressed, ugly community now. They're foaming at the mouth. It wasn't bad enough. Are the Hurricanes still playing, by the way, or did they drop the football program? Okay, that's the latest rumor. In addition to the rumor about Marino being out for the year, next rumor is Hurricanes have dropped their football program and are going to be taking up things like cricket, lacrosse, and badminton. But nobody cares about that. They're real quiet about it because they haven't really cared the last 15, 20 years. It was just something to latch onto, that's all. Let's latch on to latch. You've heard of lunch with Latch. Let's just latch on to something. So anyway, my condolences to you. I know it's really rough. That's the way it goes. I see a lot of stuff going on here in the newspaper that pissed me off this morning. I mean, big time. Here's an editorial just out of the blue, just to make sure that you don't forget about how evil gambling is. You people at the Sun Sentinel, man, you just amuse the living crap out of me. Do you ever get out of the house? Do you ever, leave the house? Do you ever, go out to the convenience store, get some pickled eggs, maybe a sausage here and there? Make study of legalized gambling to be sure regulation needs or meets need. And then it's got to reach the 24-hour hotline of Florida Council on Compulsive Gambling. Call 1-800-PLUNGE-YOUR-BRAINS. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing, and I think tomorrow in the editorial in the Sun Sentinel are going to be talking about trying prohibition again. Just because it didn't work the first time doesn't mean we can't do it right. Because we got a lot of alcoholics, a lot of booze hounds, a lot of drunk drivers out there. Let's try it again. And my favorite part of this this is the lead editorial in the Sun Sentinel out of the blue today, out of nowhere. Research shows gambling generally has its most harmful impact on those who can least afford it, the poor. Now wait till you hear this. A steady increase in casino gambling by teenagers, despite legal bans, is cause for alarm in part because it encourages them to regularly engage in illegal behavior. Now, of course, we know that teens are screwing their brains out, which is also illegal because if you're not married and you're having sex, that's technically illegal too. So I guess that those laws really stop people from doing stuff. In addition to which, remember when we were in Vegas, George, all the teenagers we saw plunging their brains out in a casino? What are they talking about? Have these people ever been in a casino? I'm sure that the people at the Mirage and at the MGM Grand and at the Stardust and Caesars, they're all going to risk losing their gambling license by letting people, and the age isn't even 18 out there, it's 21. You have to be 21. If you're 20 years old, you can't gamble in a casino in Vegas. But teenagers are gambling. It's an epidemic. They're compulsive. They can't control themselves. It's evil. It's disgusting. And then, of course, Tom Jicka. Man, I tell you, Tom, I don't know where you lost it. Maybe it was a progressive thing. As your hair started falling out years ago, the gray matter in the brain started falling out with it. Because here's a guy that used to seem to be a little bit with it many, many, many years ago, and now all of a sudden he's just got a problem, blame it on TV. This is one of the most ridiculous columns I've ever... I mean, on the one hand, of course, you got Ellis Rubin and Ronnie Zamora and TV intoxication, which is ridiculous, and, you know, people should take responsibility for their actions. But if this guy who supposedly covers TV for a alleged major newspaper, if he thinks that TV isn't manipulating the public, if he thinks there weren't shenanigans going on playing to the goddamn public right from the beginning of that stupid trial, I can't remember who was on trial, then I don't know what you're thinking about, Tom. You're in La La Land. But again, you work for the Sun Sentinel. The only place you'll get any real information in the Sun Sentinel is in the sports section. Here's Dave Hyde, a good column, Dave Joseph. These are the only guys that have their heads screwed on straight is in the sports section at the Sun Sentinel. The rest of this newspaper I wouldn't wipe my ass with. It's a little too grainy. So let me just give you a warning right now. The first mention, the first breath. In fact, I'm not even going to say it myself, okay? Because enough is enough already. The first...
Oh, man.
About that, you're gone, okay? I told you Friday, we're done with him, we're finished, and even that old bitch on the beach, okay? Forget it. Give it a rest. Take up a new hobby, okay? Fly out to L.A., get a good seat for the Menendez brothers trial. Get a life, but forget about it. Oh, so Marino's done? He's retiring? He'll be making his retirement announcement at noon today, George just tells me. It's 10:13 at WIOD.
610 WIOD. Download this.
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
Yeah.
This is your brain. Any questions?
10:16 at WIOD. A real sports-intensive weekend, although I must say it's not much of a sports town. Last night, home opener for the Panthers at the arena. Really disappointing. I know there were a lot of people getting out late, the overtime game at the JRS. A lot of people depressed. Ponytail, Jeff Cohen comes by last night, which almost dampened our great night with his fingertail, and was hocking at Chinik about how he had a big fight with his wife because of the Dolphin loss, and she wasn't speaking to him. And he was so depressed after the first period of the hockey game, he had to go home and do some drugs. He was just psychotic last night. What are you crying about, man? You know it's a choke outfit. What you should know after enough times that sooner or later it's going to happen. Better sooner than later. But anyway, we had announced 12,078, I think, which is tickets sold for the game last night, which means well over 2,000 empty unsold tickets. And as far as empty seats, I would say a good 4,000 to 5,000 empty seats. We may have had 11,000 there at the beginning. And as it got, bedtime in this town is what, about 8 o'clock? Especially on a school night, especially on a weekend, on like a Sunday night. Bedtime is about 7:45. So those people who left the Dolphin game after the depressing overtime loss, those people had to immediately race home and put their head on a pillow right away because it was almost 8 o'clock by then anyway. But by the middle of the third period last night, if we had 2,500 people left there in that arena, that was a lot. And it was, and it got to be late in the game. Like Calgary scored there late to make it 4-3, and it was really desperate. We hung on for dear life. And there's about 1,200 of us left there at the end of the game. I'm telling you, this is one wild, enthusiastic. I mean, the people here are really into stuff. That's why when you sit here day after day and nobody calls, why should you be surprised? Why should anybody? They're deadheads, man. They're not enthusiastic about anything except getting something for free. Like this stupid movie Little Women with Winona Ryder that I got in the mail from Columbia. Look at that. I got a movie here, George, that nobody wants. Okay, let's, by the way, 751 WIOD in Dade, 524 in Broward, Green Line 1-800-944-9463. Here's Kendall. Hello?
Jesus Christ.
Yes, you called the right place?
Oh, my God.
It's the Christ line.
Same old Dolphins, I guess.
Huh?
Same old Dolphins.
Same old coaches. Same old coaches, baby.
The players, too. It's the players, too.
Yeah, but wait a minute. How come they went into that prevent crap in the second half? They do that all the time. And, of course, as soon as you do that, what do? You wind up giving up points in chunks. You wind up giving up yardage in chunks. 15 here, 20 there. I mean, Harbaugh was throwing 15, 20 yards down the field at a crack.
No. They were up 24-10.
24-3.
I know.
24-3.
I know, but like when it was 24-10, Stojanovich missed a 27-yarder. I knew right then they were going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, with the exception of Marino and Kirby, they're just a bunch of selfish whiners who care for nothing except their stats and their wallet.
Yeah.
I mean,
and what was this Brian Cox was saying about how he was so embarrassed how they played the week before, and all of a sudden they come out there yesterday and they made him look like a bunch of clowns.
He's a flat-out liar because the same thing happened again.
Yeah.
And the best, Gary Clark and Eric Green whining all week about how they want the ball more. Drop. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Horrible. And
so I take it you're a little depressed.
Well,
can I give you
Marino being injured? Yeah. Oh, the best part. After the game, I'm listening to the post-game show. Dwight Hollier said, "This is a little disappointing." a little disappointing. Jesus Christ.
But if I can make you feel a little bit better, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a dish or not. If you got to see any of the Bills game, the Bills and the Jets.
I don't. I can't afford one.
Well, let me just tell you, the final score is in no way indicative. The Bills have no offense. Christie had to kick 5 field goals. Every time they drove downfield, they couldn't stick it in there. Kelly is finished. I mean, this man, they almost knocked him unconscious near the end of the first half again. He's always getting knocked out, and he's done. He can't throw the ball a lick, okay? I mean, so even though Buffalo is tied now at 4-1, I don't care what Booger Belmonte says, they are really weak. So that's the one thing should keep you keep saying that to yourself.
I just want to congratulate the Raiders for being this year's AFC representatives in the Super Bowl. We have no chance, especially without Marino.
Okay, pal.
Okay.
Good luck to you. Okay, see, Neil, you should never have got off the bed. See, I have no pressure when it comes to football. Now, I got a team that scores 3 points every week, got a $32 million quarterback, and thinks to join out. So it's just one of those deals. It'll be just a fun year, and Parcells will get his fat ass fired. That's all. But here, I mean, everybody's talking Super Bowl. They're talking undefeated season. Did you see the looks on Shula's face in the first half? Everything, they couldn't do anything wrong. Even Gary Stevens farted on the sideline, and Shula said, God, that's the sweetest smelling fart I've ever smelled in my life. And in spite of that, it was just they come out in the second half, and all of a sudden it's like, well, let's go into that shell now. Let's go into that because we don't sure want to put any more points on the board. It would be embarrassing. And slowly but surely, and then, of course, and I really, I don't want to condemn Mandich too much.
You jackass.
But here's a guy with a big mouth. Yeah, right! He's screaming and yelling. Where is he there on that call at the end of the game? You've heard that expression about being conspicuous by your absence? Invisible. Unheard. You could hear a pin drop. And Zimfer, I'm not a big Zimfer fan to begin with, okay? He makes me want Rick Weaver back really badly. And I never thought I could say that, because Rick in his heyday was pretty good, and he had that, that voice. There was something about that voice on the ear. But, in later days, I mean, he didn't even know what goddamn stadium he was in, or much less what town. But even so, there was still something about the presence of the Weaver voice on the ear. But Zimfer, I mean, it's one thing to be a homer, but there is a certain level of excitement when the other team scores as opposed to it's a damn touchdown. It's another damn touch, and it's good, and that's it. In fact, let's hear that. This is just horrible. This is awful.
This will officially be a 28-yard field goal by Terry Blanchard from the left hash mark.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Everybody is all lined up.
Yeah.
The snap is down. The field goal attempt is up, and it is good. That's it.
Wow. What rejection and dejection. What a sour puss. That's it. Okay. See you guys. We're all going home. I mean, I realized it was deflating. It was devastating. But Jesus, I mean, there was some excitement there, even if it was negative excitement. Although I will tell you this. I could do easily the rest of the show on Chris Moore. Okay? If there's anybody in America who is worse at what they do, if there's a dentist, if there's a heart surgeon, I hope to hell none of you ever wind up with a goddamn heart surgeon who does his job like Chris Moore broadcasts hockey on the radio. I heard a little bit Saturday they had those 80-minute ceremony in New Jersey. And so I didn't think the game was going to ever start. So I go to the store, I go to the dry cleaner to pick up my Panther jacket for last night. And coming back, sure enough, the game has already started. And this guy, he doesn't tell you anything. He's not describing anything. You hear the fans screaming, you hear the sound of the skates and the puck and this on the ice, and you know the game is going on. But he's not telling you anything. He's giving you a song and a dance about, hey, back when I was up in New Jersey, I picked my nose. And then all of a sudden you hear a whistle, oh, and it's 2-0 Devils. Chris Moore, and then they got that girl on there, that Elaine Chevrier. The worst. Makes Denise Potvin sound like Mike Lang, Foster Hewitt, Danny Gallivan all rolled into one. That's how bad Elaine is. Unbelievable. If I were them at QAM, I'd shut the transmitter off right now. Do a goddamn public service. 1024 at WIOD.
There's never been anything like it before in your life. You've got to come out now. Bring the family. Charge or pay cash. But you've got to see this thing. It's in Bob's backyard.
Bill Hendry, 2 to 6 p.m. on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
You were amazed at the alien autopsy performed on the Fox network. Well now, forensics comes to Fox Weekly on The Autopsy Show.
I'm Jonathan Frakes. You know, the good-looking guy with the beard from Star Trek The Next Generation? You're right. Join me on Fox as we actually try to get big ratings by cutting up dead creatures people thought didn't exist on The Autopsy Show. Creatures like Bigfoot.
Gentlemen, in my opinion, this is not Bigfoot, but a large teddy bear. Observe as I push the tummy.
We'll also slice into the Loch Ness Monster.
We're going to need a bigger table.
And you'll shudder as we do a postmortem on the abominable snowman.
Be careful there. After you remove the charcoal eyes and the carrot nose, you can begin to go after the corn cob pipe and those little bitty stick arms. Yeah.
Don't miss the Autopsy Show on Fox with me, Jonathan Frakes, because, after all, without Star Trek, my career's as dead as everything we're going to be cutting up.
1028 at WID. So George has got George is a hypochondriac. I just want the audience to know that. He's always sick. I sit here every day trying to do a show, and in between your calls, I'm listening to, I'm puking and my head is spinning and my kishkis are falling out. So anyway, he's got what I've diagnosed as a hiatal hernia just by hearing about it, which is a pain like in the middle of the pupik. And, it's a hiatal hernia. He won't go to a doctor. He won't take any Maalox or anything good. And he's just sitting there in pain because he enjoys it. He's a masochist and a hypochondriac. So if you have any old ladies out there who've got hiatal hernia, want to call in and give George off the air, please, some advice, call him up and let him have it, okay? And some advice, too. That'll help. Here's Pompano. Hello.
I'm depressed.
About what?
Stoyanovich sucks.
About that hurricane game?
No, the whole weekend started out bad. Notre Dame won.
Yeah, they deserve to lose that game, man. The Pope had the fix in on that one, baby. They had him right on the hook, and they let him wiggle off.
Yeah. And then Stoyanovich, he's scared to death out there. Why don't they get rid of that guy?
Yeah.
He misses every field goal. Started out with San Diego, and he still can't kick.
What are you talking about?
He's terrible.
He was great up until toward the end of last year. He started tailing off, and he's finished.
Yeah, now
he's done.
He's done.
Yeah.
And
he used to be great, but he sucks now, and I think they should get rid of him.
Right.
Yeah.
And the defense sucks, and Kirby is the only thing they got other than Marino.
And Danny's out for the year.
Is that a rumor, or is that true?
Well, it's a possibility. Let's put it that way. We'll find out for sure at noon. We got Defoe is over there at the hospital, at the training camp. He's following him around like stink on Shula.
I saw Mandich atop one of the bank buildings. He's ready to jump.
Maybe that's where he was, because he was absent there on that. Did you notice on that last call by Zimfer, he was nowhere to be found? Rumor is he's on top of 100 Biscayne Tower right now, and they're trying to talk him down.
Zimfer got a lot of enthusiasm, doesn't he?
None.
God.
None. It's either, I mean, you talk about guys being homers, but, I mean, when the other team scores, I mean, give them a little bit of credit. At least it's an exciting point in the game. You can do it with the tone of your voice to show that you're not excited, but just to say, it's good, that's it, we're done, we're out of here, goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? That's not calling a game. That's just being a simpleton.
Yeah. How about J.B. Brown and Troy Vincent? They're coverage men, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is the story there? They play
And
20
how
yards
about
off their
how
man.
about that terrible Buckley?
Oh, God. No
Yeah.
wonder Green Bay got rid of him.
Uh-huh.
And they got Keith Jackson in return. He's playing better than this guy is.
Is he showed up?
No, he doesn't show up. That's what I mean. He's
I
still
see.
better
Yeah,
than Buckley.
that's a good point.
How'd the Panthers go?
The Panthers looked pretty good last night. They had some offense. We scored 4 goals. Beezer played real good again, and
good turnout of people, huh?
No, not good at all. Terrible, awful. And it was an exciting game. It was really a shame because, Calgary's a pretty solid team, and we beat their pants, and, very sad. Very very physical. A lot of fights, a lot of near fights, a lot of very bruising physical. This Doug MacLean, man, he's got me sold in one game. They're going to be all right. I mean, the fact they went into home against the Devils. Devils are, defending Stanley Cup champions. They got great defense, great goaltending. The only thing about the Panthers, I'm a little nervous. These guys still don't want to shoot the puck, man. They don't want to shoot it. They're trying to make cute little passing plays. They're trying to be finesse guys, which they're not. Shoot it. You shoot it toward the net. Good things happen, guys.
That's it. All right, Neil, I want to call Jeff an asshole, and I want to say hi to Pierce.
Okay, cheer up, pal. Cheer up. Okay, life goes on. It's just a ball game, okay? So after you slit your wrist, then say, I feel better now. We have an open line in Broward, 524-WIOD, one on the green line. Boy, I can remember the old days back when I was a Dolphin fan, and all you people were Dolphin fans, and we used to, remember the day after the game, they'd win, we'd be cheering, playing that Dolphins fight song, But now I got a team, like I said, that can't score in a Kathy's house, and I don't even pay much attention, to be honest with it, because I was at the hockey game. So luckily, I was spared the misery of watching that awful performance by the Patriots last night. See, while you're all depressed, there's one thing to keep in mind. At least in the Eastern Division of the AFC, who's going to challenge Miami? Nobody. There's nobody in there. The Bills? Give me a break. Even a booger privately off the air admits that the Bills suck, that Kelly's done. He's finished. He's got a bald spot bigger than the state of Florida. So who's going to challenge him in there? Then the only problem is once they get in the playoffs, uh-oh. And, of course, now that you got side saddle Kosar going to be starting as quarterback, it could be a long rest of the year. They've only played, what was that, the 5th? Was that the 5th or the 6th game? I think that was only the 5th game. They're like 4-1. Or is it 5-1? Whatever the hell it is, baby, they're in deep doo-doo. Okay, so like I said, I'd get real depressed. So we're keeping our eye on that Marino situation. Believe you me, baby. We are keeping in touch. Defoe is all over it. He's following it. He's everywhere. And as soon as there's some definitive, I mean, we can screw around a little bit, but...
We need some help.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. But we'll give you the straight dope, and then we'll make up some good stories, too. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello? Fort Lauderdale. Uh-oh. Don't do it, pal. The guy in Fort Lauderdale's on the edge. Oh, too late. Another Dolphin fan. Open line in Broward, 524-9463. One on the green line, 1-800. Here's the North Miami. Hello? North Miami.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is me?
Line. That's you.
Me?
Oh, am I on the wrong line?
No, Broward
You're in
County.
Cooper City. That's all right.
It's Cooper City.
Well, that's close enough, wherever you are.
Cooper City.
You're on a Dade line, Cooper City on it. Like I said, North Dade.
Yahoo Town. Okay. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Great.
I just wanted to make one comment about the game.
Be my guest.
Last night.
Like I said, he wasn't supposed to get on the air. We have an open line in Dade, 751. Was that Shula? Oh, that was Gary Stevens. Nice offense there in the second half, by the way, Gary. They really moved that ball profusely up and down the field. Good time, good killing the clock. Yeah. Oh, there's Drew Bledsoe. Attaboy, Drew. You still look okay, babe, in that nice blue and white. You look like crap. There's another incompletion. Who the hell dropped that one? Benny Coates. It's on the ground. Well, it took somebody had to make the goddamn Broncos look good and let the Patriots be the ones to do it. Here's a lady in Coconut Creek. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
I listen to you every day.
Uh-huh.
And I know you hate old people.
Oh, there's
Don't
a
get
fun.
off.
No, I don't hate old people.
You don't like us. Let's face it.
What?
You don't like us.
I don't like who? I don't like crabby old people.
Oh, well, I'm adorable.
Uh-huh.
Listen, may I have that...
No way. We have an open line in Broward, 524-9463, one on the green line. Don't you know I hate old people? Get out of here, lady. What the hell's wrong with you? That's one of the reasons I don't like a lot of old people is because of you. You got nothing to say to me. You just heard I had something for free. Little Women with Winona Ryder. Oh, my God. Who the hell would want that piece of dreck? And she's calling up. See, nobody likes a schnorrer, okay, honey? Nobody likes a schnorrer. Oh, by the way, who are we getting our free lunch from today, George? Hey, we're having Dennis for lunch today. Dennis is coming in for lunch today. I'm going to give him some hockey tickets, and he was there with Frank, who's lost a lot of weight. I had a couple of people come by last night at the game who lost some weight on the Atkins. One guy, 20 pounds. One of the real good things last night, I shouldn't say this on air because I'll give myself a canary, but one of the great things that I really enjoyed that game extra lot is that a few people, like Scott, the gardener guy, he's a good guy. Beautiful girlfriend, too, by the way, George. And almost as pretty as Scott is. Although you need to shave that stuff off, Scott. But anyway, there were a few people came by, but it was nice and peaceful. Oh, man, I didn't have like a whole line of all those groupies and hangers-on bugging the hell out of me. And it was very enjoyable. A good time was had by all, except, of course, when Ponytail came by with those fingernails. Don't you understand? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to eat food that's prepared by a guy who's got fingernails that look like that, okay? I don't want to give you, like, any ideas, but if you cleaned up your act a little bit, maybe you got a haircut, maybe you got that crap off your fingernails, maybe you look like a real mensch, stop wearing those goddamn awful, what was that thing he was wearing last night? Should have been illegal. You'd probably, like, triple your business up there at the trough. But, hey, who am I to tell you, man? 10:36 at WIOD, a very sports-depressing weekend. Thank God for Doug MacLean and the Panthers bailing us out. One win in town over the weekend, it was the Panthers, and you weren't there to see it, and shame on you. And when we had that game with the Canadians on Wednesday night, those damn Montreal Canadians and that Shlomi Koivu, or whatever his name is, you damn well better be there. If we don't have a sellout for those Canadiens on Wednesday, I'm going to be pissed off, and Thursday you're going to hear about it. I'll tell you that right now. And by the way, Jeff Rimmer, Mike. You couldn't kiss Mike Lang's. So anyway, 10:37 at WIOD.
The opinions expressed by the host, guests, or callers on WIOD are not necessarily those of the station or its sponsors. All WIOD programs are copyright 1995 by WIOD Incorporated. No tape recordings or transcripts may be created or distributed without prior written consent of WIOD Incorporated.
Neil, God.
Hey, kids. Bob Packwood may have resigned from the Senate, but you can still see him on TV because he's gone from C-SPAN to Saturday morning.
It's the Bobby Woodpecker Show. Chicks dig him wherever he goes.
He's the toast of the town from the Beltway on down.
The girls are all weak in the knees.
When he fondles and gropes, every girl lives in hope.
Someday he'll be fondling me.
Oh!
Former Senator and Gigolo. My, oh my, what a guy. Let's take off our clothes. It's the Bobby Woodpecker Show.
The Bobby Woodpecker Show, Saturday mornings on TBS.
10:42 at WIOD on a really great Monday, man. It's just fantastic. Very heavy sports intensive. Incredible Yankee-Mariner games over the weekend. The Mariners, when in doubt, they pulled it out. Randy Johnson showing the balls of an elephant comes in there and pitches on a couple of days rest. And, they did get that one run at the top of the 12th, but that was just window dressing just to make it more exciting. But what a guy, huh? The only problem is now they got to play Cleveland. Seattle's got no pitching, but they give it a good shot. Nice going, guys. Get the Yankees out of there.
Oh!
All right. Get that Steinbrenner back where he belongs. I would have loved to see the look on his puss at the end of that game last night. I would have just loved to see that. Here's North Miami. Hello.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Great.
Last week I said I'm going to finally, every once a year I bet the Dolphins with the spread, and I lose my money. It's like like a religion with me. I must give them $50 to the bookmaker every year.
They spread it yesterday, big.
Yeah. So I did it my one. So yesterday I'm out watching the game with a friend, and he has a bet on the game, and it's 24-3. It's only a 10-point spread. He goes, I'm going to cover. I go, there's no chance you're going to cover. I promise you. Every time you bet on the Dolphins with the spread, you're guaranteed to lose.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they just suck ass. They're just horrible. I can't stand them anymore. I'm like you. Every goddamn year, same crap.
Right.
And who wants to watch them anymore? Like, so I was with you with the Patriots. And they suck too.
It's the big tease, man. It's like a whole bunch of foreplay, and then when you get to the really heavy-duty stuff, every time they never let you down with this coach, with this whole coaching staff.
I remember the 70s. I used to love the Dolphins.
Not now, man. It's you got a senile coach. You got these. I mean, the fact that Stevens and Olivadotti are still around after all these years of failure is so astonishing.
Why can't we get rid of some of these coaches? Why with every other team they change coaches like I change underwear?
Right.
But we keep the same.
Bring a guy in
forever.
and make him do the job. If he doesn't produce, cut his ass.
Oh, disgusting.
And the rest of them too.
I'm glad I vented.
Okay,
listen.
pal.
Can I have that tape for my wife?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Hang on. He wants Little Women. Well, that's what they all want. Okay, he's on 2. Take care of our good paisan there, okay? And thanks to Tony, the dark nose Marino, whatever the hell his name is over there at the arena. Thanks a lot, Tony, for straightening me out. See, I'm important over there, goddammit. Although not important enough for them to fix that seat that was broken. I had to get thanks to Jeff Moss for getting that seat fixed there so Woody Graber's little girl didn't have to sit on cement at the game last night. Talk about hemorrhoid inducing. Oh, there's Randy Johnson. Attaboy, Randy, you're doing it, baby. He may be lean and mean and ugly, but, boy, he sure can whip it, can't he? And he can throw that ball a little bit, too. Here's, and, boy, everybody's really upset about this wife beating. Make no mistake about that. That trial, whatever the hell that guy's name was, what was his name?
Killed Nicole.
That trial sure raised the consciousness of the public, and the fact that Irving Spikes was running and carrying and scoring touchdowns, nobody's concerned about that. They just want to... We don't care. There are guys, you say, so go out there and win for me. We don't care how many of them are going to jail. Just make sure you give them a little reprieve till the game is over. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
Great.
I just gotta, face it. The Dolphins really suck, man.
Yeah.
They're terrible. I mean, I'm a Steeler fan.
They're terrible?
Yeah.
Oh, the Steelers. Nice game, by the way, yesterday, pal.
Unbelievable, man. But I gotta face it. O'Donnell sucks.
I hope you didn't see it, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, I got the RCA satellite, man, but I didn't even want to watch it.
Oh, man, they're at the end of the game. They had every chance in the world to win that game, and O'Donnell is like...
Oh, I saw that last moment when
he wouldn't run. He wouldn't run. He's got like 10 yards ahead of him, nothing but clear green pasture there, and he's looking for a receiver, and he's looking, and he finally throws it away. And the announcers were going nuts, like, how could he have done that?
O'Donnell sucks, man.
He does.
Without a quarterback, we need a new quarterback. We need Woodson back in there. Without that, forget
I say
it.
do everybody a favor and get Bradshaw back. Suit him up and get him off TV, man. We'd pay you money to get him off the tube.
That'd be great. And I am a New England fan, but I think we need a couple of years.
A Steeler fan, a New England fan.
We need a couple of years for New England, man.
Yeah.
But I'm a diehard Steeler fan. And Dolphins, I hate the Dolphins. They suck. Completely suck.
Yeah.
The only thing they got on is Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, there you go.
Bernie, excellent quarterback. But
Bernie is it now, baby. It's on his sloped shoulders now.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks.
Good luck to you, pal.
All right,
okay. He's got 3 crappy teams: Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Steelers. Spread it around, pal. That's the way to do it. Just like me with those Leafs. 8-3 loss to the Penguins Saturday, but they look pretty good in the first period. 4-3, a lot of goals in the first period, and then the Leafs. I don't want to go into it. Okay, we'll be all right. Open line, 2 open lines in Dade. 751 WIOD. We got one on the purple line. Very sports intensive, which is a good way to get away from.
Killed Nicole.
You know what? Okay, because enough is enough with that crap already. Get on with our lives. Get back to reality, baby, and let's stop with the caca. All this nonsense. Just remember what Tom Jicka says, man. TV has got nothing to do with anything, okay? It's just a damn TV show. By the way, speaking of that thing about teenagers gambling in the casinos, do you know that in many of the European countries, like in France, there's no legal drinking age? I don't think in Italy either. I'm not sure, but I don't think there is. And like movies are not, there's no such thing as NC-17 and PG. There are no ratings on movies. Even the Pope can't arrange it over there in Italy. Now, how is it that they somehow manage to get through life, but they're not being brainwashed and manipulated, and also, not taking responsibility for their own hysteria? What is that all about? Oh, now, what game is this that we're watching here? It's the goddamn Red Wings and the Oilers. Well, hey, listen, every dog gets its day. 10:48. Did you get any help out there, George, yet? Any old ladies calling in about your hiatal hernia?
Thank goodness.
No? Come on, all you old ladies, all you yentas out there, all you doctors, call up George. He's got a hiatal hernia. And if you don't watch it, he's going to be spending it on a long hiatus road. You probably don't live far from hiatus road, right?
One street light.
There you go. What did I tell you? It's an omen.
Dan Marino does have a torn cartilage, and he's scheduled for surgery this morning.
And so now what? The Dolphins lose to the Colts and lose Dan Marino. Tonight, Tifo and Jim Mandich with Sports Talk 610, Dolphin Edition, live from Flanagan's in North Miami. The latest on Marino and the Finn. 6:05 tonight on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio. 610 WIOD.
Miami has the Dolphins, their marginal football team. They find more ways to blow a game than you have ever seen.
Yes!
The quarterback keeps getting sacked. With luck, they catch the ball. And if they make the playoffs, they don't show up at all, 'cause they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, they're okay. Yes, they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, they're really good. Yes, they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins.
Squirt, squirt.
Miami Dolphins, they're okay.
Oi!
They're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, they're pretty good. Yes, they're the Miami Dolphins.
You know, it's kind of interesting that all these same people that were carrying on about they're going to go undefeated, they're going to have they're going to win a Super Bowl, and all of a sudden they lose one game, they stink the joint out, they blow a big lead, and they just perform an abomination on the field, and right away everybody just turns like a worm. Where's that loyalty? Where's that spirit? Where's that? It's gone? Okay. Here's a mobile in Fort Pierce. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Great.
You know where the loyalty is?
Where is it?
Back in the 70s.
Oh.
Let me tell you something.
Can't live in the past, though, man.
Yeah, but you know what, Don Neil, check this out. When the Dolphins had the Zonkas, the Warfields, the Greasies, and when those guys got hurt, the second teamers stepped in and kicked ass.
Earl Morrall, man.
That's right. Those guys came to play every Sunday. They were going to whoop. They knew they were going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
These guys are
Well, I know Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall's a friend of mine, and Bernie Kosar ain't no Earl Morrall. I'll tell you that right now.
That's what I'm saying. What you call him, the sidewinder?
Side saddle. Side
saddle.
The side saddle.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Everybody's now, Marino's down, we're going to lose.
And by the way, now that we know that Kosar's going to be playing next week for sure, going to be starting, they can't find anybody who's willing to play center for the Dolphins because nobody wants Bernie with their hands under his crotch. I'm telling you.
Hey,
they may have a serious problem.
But you know what I don't understand.
May have to play the whole game in a shotgun.
You know, and I'm going to use the N-word for a minute, okay?
Maybe going to use the shotgun. There you go, Bernie.
I'm going to use the N-word. They got a bunch of high-priced...
Okay, we have an open line in today. It's 751. Jesus. Well, he's he's a black guy, so we can use that word. But please, let's calm down. Let's stop with all these words, okay? Because after a while, it just gets a little bit...
I don't give a shit anymore.
Oh, okay. Here's Hollywood Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Everything sucks, man.
What do you say that for?
That whole goddamn
Panthers, baby.
organization.
The Panthers win last night. Now you're talking about some real men. Even Mandich admits that. Oh, that was great. Too bad we couldn't put that on the air. In fact, let's just go ahead and try it once. Now, why are they showing Wayne Gretzky scoring on the Leafs? What is that? Oh, that's it. If you're going to show the Penguins, there we go. There's Mario. Mario's back, baby. Look out. Mario is back. Man, oh, man, is this guy great. He could play better with one hand tied behind his back than almost anybody else in the history of the game. Mario, he's dynamite. I hate to admit it because it was my Leafs they pounded, but Mario is back. Look out, League. In fact, I can't wait to see when the Penguins and the Flyers play, and it's going to be about a 14-13 game. Did you see any of that Montreal-Philadelphia game, any of the highlights from that? Eric Lindros, John LeClaire. Oh, my God. Now, what about the Booger? Are we going to have any, at least a phone call? Andy, we going to have a phone call from the Booger today or what?
It's very possible.
Oh, come on. You got to tell Phil. He's got to get him on the phone. We must have at least a guest appearance by Booger Belmonte today. The Bills are tied with the Dolphins now. The Dolphins blow a 21-point lead in the second half. The Booger must be ready to dance on Danny Boy's grave. I'm telling you. Here's a mobile in Alligator Alley. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I have never been a red-hot Dolphins fan, but what Dolphins I have caught has been on television.
Not too much red hot. Kind of lukewarm today, I would say.
Yeah, and but a couple of weeks ago, I had the misfortune of listening to the Dolphin game on the radio.
Oh. No wonder you sound a little under the weather.
I'm a Michigan man, but
Yeah.
I heard this guy, Mandich, he sounds like he's gargling razor blades.
You jackass.
And he said, this is the most beautiful one I've ever heard from him. He referred to something that defense had done, and he said, what a guerrilla effort. Now, what the hell is a guerrilla
I don't
effort?
believe it.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of that stuff. I don't think Wayne's got a daughter. We have an open line on the green line. 1-8. Maybe the other son. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, huh? Get the junior, honey. In fact, that is true because I noticed that Wayne's son came in the booth in the middle of the game yesterday. Mandich turned around and said,
Grab my junior, honey.
which I thought was kind of cute. But anyway, let's just plod right along, okay, as soon as we get. Look at that. Thursday on ESPN, is that the one or the douche? Oh, the one. Penguins and the Blackhawks. Yeah, I wish they would quit monkeying around with that ESPN 1 and 2 with the Penguin games because then they keep blacking out KBL on that small dish. I'm going to tell you, small dish people, okay, as much as I do like the small dish, and if you can't get cable, it's the next best thing to having a big dish, but having a big dish is where it's at. This business of every time somebody farts, something's blacked out. And that small dish, they're always doing stuff like that, like back in the playoffs. People that are real hockey fans, even if they don't like the Penguins, they want to hear Mike Lang on KBL. They don't want to have to listen to Gary Thorne on ESPN2 or some douchebag there. They want to hear the real guy, okay? And I don't care what Jeff Rimmer says. You know, like Bo Camper says, Rimmer, you better beef up if you want to compete with the big guys. You know what I'm saying?
McEachran with it.
There we go.
Behind is Barrasso. Just over when he grew up, and here's shot by McEachran. Carried to his knees to stop it. Yager behind the net. Look out here. Yager comes out, fires. Hey! Glove inside, and Jim Carrey it appeared the Penguins lead 1-0. Now she wants to sell my monkey.
Yes! Yes!
And then it was funny because Rimmer tried to steal that line when Jody Hull scored that one goal there, that giveaway last night. He says she wants to spank my monkey. Come on, if you're going to steal lines, at least get them right, Rimmer. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Miami has the Dolphins, the shottiest football team.
Oh!
They could take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're not in the air, they're not on the ground. They're never in control.
Yes!
And when you say Miami, you're talking toilet bowl.
Oh!
Because we're the toilet bowl Dolphins.
Oh!
Oh!
Beautiful. I love it. So everybody wants to go to a bowl, huh? Oh, that's in college. I'm sorry. So how about those Hurricanes? You see, you can fake it for so long. Even that sex bitch at night, she knows about all those guys faking those orgasms. She knows. Huh? Even it's...
Squirt.
Nah, you faked it. You're not... that's not for real. But boy, oh boy, this town has been faking it for years, and now all of a sudden the worm is really turning. Let's find a Hurricane fan somewhere out there, someplace, somewhere in America.
The progressive alternative to Schlock FM Rock. 610 WIOD, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD.
Danny under the knife. Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Terry Griffin. News, talk, and entertainment radio, 610 WIOD.
News when you need it. 610 WIOD.
I'm Andrea Friedman with 610 WIOD's Time Saver Traffic. This report is service of Preparation H. Have an accident northbound Palmetto on the entrance ramp to eastbound Dolphin. Just a few minor delays through there. Broward County has 3 separate collisions northbound 95, one at 595, the other at Sunrise, and one at Hillsborough. Might want to use Powerline or 441 as an alternate route. If you take hemorrhoids seriously, you need a serious medicine. Preparation H provides effective relief from hemorrhoidal symptoms and is used more than any other name brand.
Rectum.
Doctor recommended Preparation H. Use only as directed, Neil. And that's the latest Time Saver Traffic with 610 WIOD.
A good chance for rain today. 88 for a high. 78 tonight with more rain in the forecast. It's 80 right now in South Florida. Next news at noon. Bulletins at once. I'm Terry Griffin. News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD.
Rectum.
Oprah asked me to write a theme song for her show. I only did it 'cause she paid me lots of dough. So here's the truth for all you fans who didn't know. There must be 50 ways to get on Oprah.
50 ways to get on Oprah. You just marry your mom, Tom. Get a change of sex, Rex. Earn money by stripping. You'll get on TV. Oh, have sex with a duck buck. Eat your own cat, Jack. Make your boobs extra large, Marge. You'll get on TV. Oprah is rich enough to sleep on satin sheets. That's 'cause she's made a fortune off of slugs and creeps. And you'll meet her right away if you're a circus freak, because there's 50 ways to get on Oprah. There must be 50 ways to get on Oprah.
Neil, God!
Just say that you're gay, Ray. Shoot folks on a train, Jane. You go join a cult, and you'll get on TV. Do drugs on the job, Bob. Tell you're depraved, Dave. Eat people for dinner, and you'll get on TV.
Okay, so George just discovered that a good Soleil enema really cleaned out that whole problem there with that hiatal hernia. We have an open line and a green line, two of them, as a matter of fact. Look at that, 1-800-944-9463, 1-800-WIOD. What are we going to do now, you know? What are we going to do now that there's no more that, whatever that damn thing was that we've been immersed with for 9 or 10 months? And, you know, Jacob points out in his column, and as usual, Tom, you're so far off base that it's frightening, about the Manson trial lasted 9 months, the Hillside Strangler went on for 23 months, the McMartin trial dragged out for over 3 years. All were in California, not on TV. That's right, but of course the fact is none of those became like a public preoccupation. People didn't become obsessed with it, and it went on, and whatever happened, happened. Okay? Okay. Anybody got their McMartin family jewelry yet? And their trinkets from, no? Oh, yeah, there's every kind of... We got Orenthal Productions now, man. He has, and he's suing everybody that sold anything with his name on it, and they're going to collect millions and billions and trillions, and they're going to make... Because Hertz don't want him back. They said, but let's not talk about that. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You know, I went to the Panthers game last night, and that's the most exciting game of hockey that I've seen in about the 15 or 20 Panthers games that I've been to. And
yeah, that was good, and there was a lot of good physical game, a lot of good stuff.
And they were moving the puck up and down the ice. There was none of that, you know, the neutral zone was moving back and forth.
Right, they got rid of that trap. I'm telling you, people that were against the new rules, man, they were dreaming.
Yeah.
This is what people want to see. They want some action.
It was great. I didn't think Beasley was that great, though. Those goals, those first two goals, I don't know. They were a little bit, what do you call them, cheesy?
No, I didn't think so. I thought the last one was greasy. That third one, I thought he should have had that.
Yeah, well,
and I thought he got a piece of it. You could hear it, and then it just kind of trickled in.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen Fleury play, though.
Oh, he's incredible. He's frightening.
He is good.
And he had the flu. He wasn't even feeling that good, and he still was dangerous last night. He was tough.
Great. He was great. Well, listen, what I wanted to say was I was listening to the game on the radio on QAM on Saturday, but I was trying to get it on the TV, and I could see it on TV, but I was listening on the radio. That guy stinks.
The worst.
He's so bad. There's like 3 plays going on, and he calls one of them. Bad.
Okay, pal.
See ya.
Have a great day. I don't hear him calling any of them. I just hear him rambling about stuff that has nothing to do. And, you know, you're on radio, Chris. You're on a radio. You got to paint a verbal picture. You got to describe what's going on. You can't talk about some kind of crap that happened in Passaic, New Jersey 10 years ago in a convenience store when you were buying pickled eggs. People want to hear a description of the game, okay? You can't do it. You can't do it. Can't do it, man. He can't do it. And that Elaine, Jesus. Bring back Moynihan for crying out loud. That's how bad he is. She is. It is. Open line in Broward, 524-9463. 2 on the green lines, 1-800-944-WIOD. You notice that? And last week, boy, did we have open lines on this station? No way, Jose, man. From Tuesday through Friday, every show. Oh, and speaking of every show, 3:45 this afternoon, they're going to have the official press conference with Shula, and they're going to give you all the MS or as much as they want to tell you about the Marino situation. But that's according to Steve Nickel, which makes it dubious, number one. And number two, it's going to be right in the middle of the Phil Henry show.
Are you sure?
Well, that's the point. So if we hear Shula, is it going to be the real Shula, or is it going to be... that's the only problem there, okay? You'll have to tune in and find out for yourselves, 3:45. And I wouldn't be surprised that the Boogers got... Now, what are all those tickets you got there? What is that? I thought you just handed George 100 pair of tickets for something. What? Oh, it's a cassette? Of what?
Of blank.
Oh, cassette of blank. Well, back to you. Same thing to you. Here's Parkland. Hello.
Bill.
Yes, sir.
Before Star
starting, I think it's only fair to say I'm a despondent Yankee fan, but what can you say? Edgar Martinez is God.
Yeah, he is.
Unbelievable. And it just, the sad part is if any of the other series were still going on, someone in the country wouldn't have seen that game last night.
That's right.
That was quite amazing.
Well, they said it'll never happen again, but in the meantime, they really stuck it to, ABC and NBC with this baseball network, this whole crazy cockamamie thing of theirs, the scheduling of these playoffs with this 2 and 3 deal, which is totally unfair, and then, of course, the televising, it really screwed it up big time.
Yep.
At a time when they're trying to, get interest in baseball back, when he had some really great games in these playoffs, like the Braves and Rockies had some great games, and what do? They stick it to the public.
Well, you had your wild card teams involved in the best series, the Braves and Rockies.
Absolutely. Rockies, you got to hand it to those Rockies, man. They played the Braves tooth and nail. They gave them, up till that last game, every game was like tooth and nail.
Yeah, if they had any kind of bullpen, they might, still be playing.
Right.
I mean, the bullpen, forget about the bullpen. When you have to bring in Randy Johnson and Jack McDowell, the last game, it was quite
Well, they were desperate.
Yeah. Anyway, and Randy Johnson is pretty awesome himself.
Yes, he is.
A couple of points. Number one, all we heard about was, we got Terrell Buckley now. What an excellent addition to our nickel package with the Dolphins. He was exposed.
Well, that's what they're worth now, baby.
Yeah, about a nickel.
Canadian nickel, about 4 cents.
He played every bit as well as he did last year with the Packers. He's nothing but because the Dolphins got him now, he's a superstar. And I know you have the capabilities to dig this out somewhere. I'm sure you've got the cart of the missed field goal in San Diego. And Mandich had about as much to say yesterday as he did to say for that one, calling the field goal that ended the game. The missed field goal by Stoyanovich.
He just vanished into thin air.
He runs out of the booth, pees in his pants. I mean, he's running his mouth the whole game, screaming left and right. And I purposely, when we get near the game like that, when Dolphins are about to tank it, I'll turn out the radio on just to listen to him. And he gets as quiet as a church, man.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear him.
In fact, we were driving to the hockey game and listening, and, of course, as the Colts were making that last drive to get the tying touchdown, he kept carrying on. They can't get to Harbaugh. They can't touch him. They're almost getting it. They just can't get him down. They can't touch him.
Yeah, it was a beautiful sight.
He was losing it.
Tough weekend for Miami fans between the Canes and the Dolphins. And I'm reading Jeff, they had some quotes in here by Jeff Cross talking about how bad Harbaugh is.
Yeah.
Saying this guy isn't a John Elway or a Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham, who didn't play. Rodney Peete played the game for the Eagles yesterday, by the way, and pulled that. That was a good game, too, man. That was a dynamite game. Went in overtime. Gus Farad played great for the Redskins.
Yep.
That was an exciting ball game.
And then he's also saying it was one of the worst teams we faced all year. What teams have they played that are good?
Excellent point. So what's going to happen when they do play a good quarterback and a good team? They're going to get their ass kicked.
Well, they got two tough ones coming up with the Jets and the Saints.
Yeah.
Combined 1-10.
How does a team that wins the division championship wind up with a last place schedule like they did this year?
Unbelievable.
I don't get it.
I mean, they're at New Orleans, at the Jets, then they got Buffalo, which could be tough.
Yeah.
Then at San Diego, a tough game. Then they got New England, then a real team in the 49ers.
Right.
At the Colts, and then Atlanta, Kansas City, Buffalo, St. Louis.
So they got maybe like 2 or 3 real teams on the schedule all year long.
Now, the team should go like 13-3.
Right.
And they'll end up another 11-5, another 10-6 year. Gotta love it.
Well, they should have known about Buckley, man. When they already got Bernie Kosar on the team, they didn't need another Packer. Have another great day, pal.
All right, Neil.
See ya. We have an open line in Broward, 524, one on the green line, 1-800-1113 at WIOD. Oh, man, can you imagine if Marino's going to be out for many, many weeks, even the rest of the season? There is going to be a wake. Can you imagine the scene tonight for that, at Flanagan's with Defoe and, I wouldn't be surprised if, what's his name?
You jackass.
Don't show up at Flanagan's tonight. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised.
610 WIOD. An accident waiting to happen.
Hi, this is Randy West, and they don't come any better than me or Neil Rogers.
Squirt, squirt.
Hey, it's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. We sleep until 2 in my neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Mr. Rich's neighborhood. I'm Keith, and I'm so glad you could join me today. They didn't bring any cigarettes with you, did you? Oh, never mind. Well, let's see what we've got in store for you little bastards today, shall we? All right. We'll be checking with my record label to see what the keeping the latest royalty check. Oh, I'm sorry, kiddies. I guess I used a nasty word, didn't I? That's all right. Nothing your mum and dad don't say all the time, eh? Oh, I see from the calendar on the wall that it's Transfusion Day. That means the nice folks from the American Red Cross will be stopping by with their lovely bloodmobile. Oh, perhaps it's them now. Let's go and see, shall we? Oh, what a surprise. It's my courier friend from Amsterdam, Mr. McNeely. Hello, Mr. McNeely. What kind of special treat have you got for us today?
I got your regular shipment. What the hell do you think I got, you freak? And this time they want payment in full before I let you have the package.
Oh, well, kiddies, it looks like we're just about of time on the old show. Mr. Richards here needs himself a little eye-opener, if you catch my meaning. Be sure to join us tomorrow when we'll take a trip to the shopping mall to pick up some new spoons. Well, that'll be fun.
Mr. Richards' Neighborhood is made possible through a grant from the American Pharmacological Society and the Center for Toxicity Research. Stay tuned next for Sesame Street Fighting Man on PBS.
11:19 at WIOD, the Purple Line. The AT&T Wireless is waiting on you. Pound IOD. Let's do Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a couple points. First of all, I taped the game. I'm a cab driver, and I had Neil, and I had Harbaugh, and I had Entman in my cab last year. Colts blew us away 2 years ago. We had a three-man rush. We got 6 great linemen sitting on the bench, 3 of them sitting down.
Yeah.
Why don't we play him? Why did we hire him for? Because he asked to play, we don't play him?
No, they want to give him a fighting chance.
Yeah, but Entman had the best play of the day.
I mean, where did Shula start? Where were his origins in the NFL?
Yeah, I
Colts.
know.
That's right. The great days with the Colts. Johnny U, the whole gang there,
Right, he's afraid to embarrass the Colts or his son.
Right.
Get rid of him.
People are forgetting, I guess. They got a short memory, but, man, they were luckier in hell to pull that baby out last week. They damn near lost to the Bengals, who lost to Tampa Bay yesterday.
That's right. You know what the irony is? Jimmy Johnson, before the game, was talking about how firing field goal kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Shula won't fire Stoyanovich.
No.
Of course not.
No, they hang out together.
But he won't play Entman. Why don't they play Entman? I can't believe it.
Well, he's waiting for the steroid shipment to come in. He can barely stand up at this point.
All of us stinking Dottie.
Okay, pal.
Bye-bye.
Good luck to you. You'll need it. There's a lot of disgruntled people here today in town, and this is the place, man. You came to the right place. Get it off your chest. Let's have an outpouring. Just get it out of your system. There are people who are so apoplectic that they can barely speak. They're just they're pissed off. Okay, they're disgusted. They've again had that thing dangled in front of their nose, and at the last minute somebody yanked it away again. Just when they thought they were going to grab it and cherish it and squeeze it and fondle it, it's gone. Here's Davey. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi. 1 second here.
Time's up. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
What paper? Okay, here you go.
Oh, you're doing some business there, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, tell him to bug off.
Okay.
Tell him just leave you the money and get out.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, pal.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear about that marijuana smoking president we got? But he said he didn't inhale?
Yeah.
Well, they also asked him about homosexuality.
Yeah. We have an open line in Broward, 524. That was really great, wasn't it? Oh, that was excellent. Okay, I hope that guy brings it back. Whatever you just sold him, okay? I bet it's counterfeit. Let's go to a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil. How you doing, buddy?
Okay, Pally.
Good. I just wanted to say I am so happy to see the Miami Hurricanes, the cut rate team people they are, get their asses whooped.
Huh.
It was wonderful. Wonderful. They've been asking for it. Finally, now they'll learn the meaning of humility, perhaps.
Yeah, that Brian Cox, man, these guys have been talking a big game. They've been opening up a big mouth, and they were pissed off. They didn't play all that good against the Bengals, and they were going to show everybody yesterday. And you know the thing that they did? I don't know why everybody's surprised, because one of the trademarks, because I saw it for 5 years as a season ticket holder up till this year when I learned my lesson. But for 5 years I went out there, and the one thing I discovered is they play like maybe 2 good quarters, or some games even 3, but they almost never play an entire 4 quarters of a football game.
Yeah.
And so after 3 quarters yesterday, in fact, after the first half, that's it, baby. We're done. We're finished. See ya.
Yeah, and of course, I hate to use the old, well, here we go again, but look at the last 2 games with the Dolphins. It's going to the same old garbage.
Yep.
And one other thing, one of the things that I like about you is you're very subjective when you have your opinions and you look at both sides. But that, what's his name, that Kim Bocamper, talk about an ass kisser. He should have a statue made right alongside Ross Perot and Larry King and Mandich and, what's his name?
Whose ass is he kissing out? Because I noticed that he left
Wayne Huizenga.
He was kissing Wayne's ass?
Yeah.
About what?
Some time ago, but Kim Bocamper is a major, major bonehead and an
by the
ass
way,
kisser.
Kim, you left your giant economy-sized chapstick in the studio.
I mean, what a pinhead. But anyways, have a good one.
Okay, back to you, pal.
See ya.
Open line and date. Boy, they're hostile today, man. They are pissed off. They're upset. God damn it. Yeah, look, there were so many other games when you got the dish, and I'm watching the really good games. There were exciting games and some interesting stuff, and then that Oakland-Seattle game was kind of interesting early anyway. And what was the point even watching anymore? The Dolphins had them put away. It was like playing a goddamn high school team, like a high school girls volleyball team against an NFL team trying to play football. You know what I'm saying? It was a joke. Why even? And all of a sudden, man, it just, I guess they got that same idea. Okay, let's just go out there, coast, not make any bad mistakes, and just coast our way through, go into that famous prevent defense, and just let them march on down the field relentlessly over and over again because it's in the bag. It's in the bag. Squeeze that bag a couple of times, see if it's still in there, Don. His bag is just like the one they had at that trial, whatever that trial was all about. It was empty.
At night, there's passion on 610 WIOD.
With my first wife, there'd be no breakfast and no quickie. That was just strictly not possible. The second wife, you could have a quickie or you could have breakfast, but you didn't get both.
Okay.
And the third one was, if there wasn't a quickie, there was no breakfast.
Passion Phones with Aaron Summers, Monday through Saturday, 8 p.m. till midnight on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
Come on in and lay down on my couch.
He likes to set on colored people. He likes to frame the colored people. Officer Furman, driving through Brentwood at night with a glove in his bag. His evidence bag waits at the Bronco, opens the window to leave a few drops on the floor. A smudge on the door, Officer Mark Furman. Where did that blood come from? Officer Mark Furman, he dropped the bloody glove. Simpson and Cato, back from a burger and fries at a restaurant near. A noise in the rear, OJ is napping, dropping his socks near the bed, but there's somebody there. Planting some hair, Officer Mark Furman. Where did the blood come from? Officer Mark Furman, he dropped the bloody glove.
11:28 at WID. There's a rumor, not only rumors about Marino, but rumors about Booger Belmonte, who may be popping up this afternoon, okay? In fact, I wouldn't be surprised after that press conference at 3:45 if the Booger, he may actually intervene in that press conference. He may, interject a couple of comments here and there when it's all over, have some real hostile, hey, listen, you're ready for it. You're used to it. You deserve it. Here's Delray Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, am I on?
Yes, sir.
Well, a couple of things, if you don't mind.
A little louder, please. I can barely hear you.
If you don't mind, a couple of things.
Okay.
Number one, the Dolphins lost. Yes. Go on with it. Number two, the Panthers won.
Yeah.
Go on with it. Number three, I think that...
Can't hear you. You're like fading, man.
Am I fading?
Speak into that thing with little holes in it.
Yes, okay. But, the whole point about it is that...
What's the point?
The point is that we had a great weekend this weekend. The Dolphins lost. The Panthers won.
Right.
And,
you don't hear me complaining.
Yeah, well, I know that.
I'm on top of the world, man.
Fan.
Huh?
I know you're a big hockey fan.
That's right. I'm ecstatic.
Well, they faulted Saturday, but Sunday looked good. So, it's a take back. But, number one, you're God, too. And, hey, the hell with the Pope, all right?
Okay, thanks for covering all the bases, pal. There he did it better than Ken Griffey Jr. Get the junior, honey. We have an open line and a green line, 1-800-944. So there's another guy. I guess he and I are the only guys in town who aren't pissed off. What are you upset about? Michigan got beat. That's really good.
You jackass.
Ooh, sorry. Oh, can you imagine? I think Rick was right about that. Oh, that must be what did it. Not only does Michigan lose to a girls' school, Northwestern. I mean, I know they're 4-1, but let's get serious. Not only does the at home, no less, in Ann Arbor. I know it's only a goddamn college football game, but not only they get beat by Northwestern in Ann Arbor. But then the Dolphins blow that lead yesterday. I think Mandich may be on the roof. In fact, if you drive by Joe Robbie Stadium, if you're on the turnpike right now, and see a man getting ready to jump from that giant electronic scoreboard, that could be the Mad Dog right now, baby. Don't do it, Jim. Don't do it. We need you at Flanagan's tonight. Then you can do it. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Well, I'd just like to say about the Dolphins game yesterday.
Yes, sir.
I think the Dolphins proved in the first half that they could pretty much go out and run and pass and pretty much move the ball, move the chains on just about anybody.
Yeah.
Well,
what does that mean? Were they playing a good team?
Well, they were playing a pretty decent defense.
Okay.
Okay, but I think the problem with the Miami Dolphins is the fact that Don Shula doesn't seem to want to hurt anybody's feelings by running up the score.
Yeah.
If he would just get off of that kick, man, to heck with this.
We need some help.
We're not Florida State, We're not going to blow people off the field,
Yeah.
But if we have the opportunity to do that, we need to do exactly that so that the Colts aren't sitting on the other sideline saying to themselves, hey, man, we can get back into this thing, Instead, they're going to be sitting there saying, hey, man, we are done.
But did you ever really believe when it was 24-3 and when the Colts were totally impotent? I mean, they couldn't move the ball at all. Did you really believe at that point they had a chance to get back in that game?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
and
not.
they didn't have a chance until Tom Olivadotti puts in his...
I didn't believe they had a chance.
Until they put that prevents defense out there and give an opportunity to, just keep marching down the field, chewing up those gigantic chunks of yardage.
Right. I didn't believe they had a chance because of Miami's defense. I thought they were a lot better than they were.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe they are. I believe Jim Harbaugh...
Yeah, but wait a minute. Look at how that poor kid Blake ripped apart that secondary last week. 3 touchdown passes.
Well, I give Blake more credit than Harbaugh. He's a better quarterback than
I agree with you. Harbaugh stinks the joint out.
I think Harbaugh got in the zone, and he lit himself on fire yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of people would have cheered to see that.
But it all started when they were sitting on the sideline just before halftime. Saying, we're not out of this yet.
You know what else must have really frosted Mandich? You know where Harbaugh went to school, don't you? Michigan. Okay, pal, he's speechless. We have an open line in Dade, 751. So here's a University of Michigan graduate, Jim Harbaugh, stunk with the Bears, stinks the joint out with the Colts, keeps vying for the job with a kid with a pimply face, Craig Erickson, and this kid all of a sudden goes out there, and in the fourth quarter especially, in the overtime, they made him look like Bob Greasy, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Y.A. Tittle, Otto Graham, all rolled up into one. And threw in Norm Van Brocklin and Sonny Jurgensen. I think that's Bernie. Bernie wants to be Sonny Jurgensen. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing great.
I'm going to make it very short about the Dolphins. I am sick of them. The situation is they can basically play against anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they proved that in the first quarter and the second quarter.
Yeah.
What happened is they have a total lack of discipline or mental discipline.
They have a mental problem?
Yeah, they gave up. They just give up. They figure, hey, we got a leader. We don't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm just going bonkers right now because I'm a season ticket holder and I just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Every year is the same thing. They look good. They have great players most of the time. Hey, what the hell happened?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Oh!
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye. 2 open lines a date. I like this. This is a good Monday morning catharsis, baby. This is just like the old times. Only this is even better. Used to be if the Dolphins lost, a rough game, come in Monday morning and everybody was just mum. They were just silent. But this was above and beyond the usual. In other words, this just wasn't a loss. This was an enormous blowjob. I mean, this was phenomenal. This was unspeakable, unthinkable. You just can't even describe it. And guess what? Wayne did actually show his puss. Like I said before, he must have had the limo zip him right over from the stadium after that heartbreaking loss to the arena. He was there for the Panther game. Everybody stayed the hell away from him, I noticed, which is a good idea. And we pulled one out for him. There you go, Wayne. This is for you, baby. So I'm going to be the first guy to say to Doug MacLean, our new Panther coach, nice going, baby.
Oh!
We had some offense there. We got 25 shots on the net, which sure beats the 17 against the Devils the day before. We were physical and tough, and they went out there, and if they just learned to shoot the puck a little bit more, this team's going to score some goals and win some games, right? Right. So welcome to Miami, Doug. And then, of course, in the back of your mind, you keep thinking about, is this going to be our last season? Wouldn't that be depressing? Wouldn't that be like suicide-inducing? But in the meantime, let's enjoy it while we can. Let's go out there for that game with the Canadians with the Frogs on Wednesday night and fill that arena up. I'm telling you right now. Because that crowd last night, okay, let's make the excuse. The Dolphins played on the same day. It went long. It went overtime. People were depressed. Okay. But Wednesday, there will be no excuses, okay? Let's find out if these people in this town really give a crap about something good, or they're just a bunch of phonies waiting for whatever they're waiting for. I don't know what it is. What are they waiting for? Now, can we find out who the next Hurricane opponent is, even though this is no longer your Hurricane station? Can we find out who they're playing in their next game? I am just dying to find out the next Hurricane home game, which girls' school they have on the, what is it, Grambling? Is it like Southern Mississippi Tech Vocational School for the Deaf, Dumb, and is that going to be it? Which school is it going to be? Because, man, you'll be able to buy. I wouldn't be surprised if you can park like right up by the gate. You'll have your own personal parking space, VIP, if you show up for the Hurricane game. You'll be able to sit right in the right on the 50-yard line, right in the front, not way up top, anywhere you want on the 50. Okay, either side, whichever one you like best, depending on which way the sun is shining.
610 WIOD. Call us names, but call us.
Esta es el show de la mañana con Neil Rogers. Esta es su cerebro. ¿Tienes preguntas?
It was a terrifying time in a horrible world.
All right, are we ready to order?
I've got this section, Martin.
No, this is my table.
Wrong-o, busboy. He's in section 3, and that's my section.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah!
Well...
Now showing at cinemas everywhere. Waiter World.
Okay, Mr. Kosar, let's see. Your bill comes to $2 million. Oh, that sure is a lot of money just for water.
Waiter World.
Salad dressings? Sure, I have them tattooed on my back. There, read them yourself.
Waiter World.
Okay, would you like a smokers or non-smokers section?
Now at cinemas everywhere. Please wait to be seated.
21 till noon at WIOD. By the way, there's another rumor floating around that Danny Boy is all finished, will announce his retirement at 3:45 with Coach Shula, and has been hired as the new host on Passion Bone. Here's a call from San Diego. Hello?
Yes, hi.
Yes, sir.
My name is Andre.
Yes, Andre.
I'm calling from San Diego.
Yeah.
And I'm a first-time caller, so I don't know how your format's set up or what. But
then how could you be calling the show, Andre? I mean, what's the story? Are you from here?
No, I'm from San Diego. I'm calling long distance. What happened was yesterday after the game, because I go look at all the Dolphin games.
After what game? The Dolphins played yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, basically, I called information to get your number. I didn't know how the setup was or what, but I wanted to talk to someone, because I know up here we have an extra sports station up here where I can listen to.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm calling, I'm so disgusted. I'm a long-time Dolphin fan. I'm from Key West, Florida.
Oh, I see.
Right. And I just had to call and vent my frustrations.
You're from Key West?
Originally, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm calling from San Diego.
But you flew out of there, huh? Did you go on a plane or what?
Yeah, long time ago.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things.
Okay, go right ahead, pal. Get out of your system.
Thank you.
Even from coast to coast, they're talking about the Dolphins today. That's great.
Right. I mean,
let them have it, man. Rip them an ass.
I can't wait. November 5th?
Well, wait a minute. If you're in San Diego, you're not aware of the fact that Dan Marino has an injured knee now, are you?
No, that's news to me.
Yes, sir, and they may have to do arthroscopic knee surgery, and they're having a press conference. Coach Shula at 3:45 this afternoon, and he's going to be missing at least a couple of ball games, probably more than that, and it could be a serious thing.
Oh, wow.
How do you like that? So Side Saddle Kosar is now the Dolphin quarterback for the foreseeable future.
Oh, great.
But anyway, go ahead. I don't want to build up your confidence, but go ahead.
Okay, well, basically, I'm tired of the team as far as they don't play full quarters.
I just got through saying that. They've been doing that for years, man. They go out there, play maybe 2 real good quarters, sometimes even once in a while 3, but they never play an entire 60 minutes of football. Never, in years.
I know. I told a friend of mine, I said, you know what, I mean, they got to get through, because this first half, sure, they look good, but...
Good. They looked invincible, man. They were going through them like water through a sieve.
They don't have the killer instinct.
Yeah.
To put teams away.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, I mean, the defense still seems the same to me. They don't put any pressure on quarterbacks. This guy, Harbaugh, just like Harbaugh and Tomzak, they're all Chicago retreads. They look like they look like Dan Marino.
Right.
You know? And then Stoyanovich, I mean, God, I love the guy, but I mean, I was at that playoff game last year in San Diego, and then when he missed that wide right, I just dropped my head.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and now this, I mean,
I think that's what started it. I think that was the one that really put him over the top to start missing even the chip shot ones now.
Right.
He's got the courage to do it now.
So I mean, so where will we go from here? I mean, is there something mentally, physically wrong with the guy, or what?
With Stoyo?
Yes.
I think he's hanging out with the coach too much. Too many showers with the coach.
Oh, great.
It's rubbing off.
Yeah, well, anyway, so like I said, it was just a couple things I wanted to talk to, because I mean, I tell you what, we got a lot of Dolphins fans out here, strong numbered.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. I don't know if you got this tip, but I was reading in the San Diego Union Thursday. They said that 5 of the Dolphin wives was involved with a woman after the playoff game of last year.
Beat the crap out of her, alleged, right?
Yeah, and supposedly the hearing is on November 21st, I hear.
Yeah.
So that's a little tidbit for you. But
hey, listen, we don't have to worry about it, because by the end of the season, all the players and their wives will be in jail anyway, so don't make any difference. You won't have to worry about it.
Well, here, thanks for letting me call and talk to you guys.
All right, Andre, have a great life.
Thank you.
See ya. Then we call from San Diego. We're making it big news from coast to coast with our Miami Dolphins. I mean, your Miami Dolphins. How do you like that? Man, it's kind of a frightening thing, isn't it, to think we're getting a call from as far away as San Diego? Oh, I should have sent him that guy on a trip somewhere, you know? Oh, no, not this again. Don't do it, please.
Buffalo has a football team, the greatest in the land. And everybody thinks they're great, because they really are. The Buffalo Bills are the number one. See what I mean? So just sing along.
When you say Miami,
when you say Buffalo,
Super Bowl,
and hear the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, they're the greatest team in the history of the human race. They're the Buffalo Bills. They're the greatest thing since sliced bread and canned beer. Yeah, there you go. And you jazz up that redneck stuff. You listen to that banjo. Holy sweet God, listen to that. When you say Buffalo Bills, it don't sound so rednecky, do it? Everybody sing along now. All you Bill fans, here we go.
You jackass.
Well, the Buffalo Bills are the best team. They have the best record over the last 5 years. And they went to the Super Bowl 4 times, which is more than I can say for this scum-sucking fish. And they're the greatest, because I really like their uniforms. They sure as hell beat the heck out of having a fish on the helmet, because they're the Buffalo Bills. The best football team what I ever seen in the history of my life. They are the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, the home of Jim Kelly, the greatest quarterback in the league. Yeah, everybody, the Buffalo Bills. They're the Buffalo Bills. And they've been around longer than the stinking rotten fish. Well, they're the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills. What would you rather have as a pet, a buffalo or a fish? Yes, that's the Buffalo Bill fight song.
All right.
11:45 at WIOD. We're getting calls from all around the world, baby. Friend, this guy didn't even know that Danny Boy was, that he's hurting for certain. Now, come on. You got to be pulling my leg on this. The call from Atlanta? Hello?
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay.
We're not in Atlanta. We're south of Atlanta. We just don't have enough money to live up there.
Where are you, in Plains?
No.
Aintree?
We've been down the Plains. It's very common.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway, we miss you. We've been gone 4 years from Miami.
Just like Jimmy Carter's family, real common. Yeah.
Well, we were long-time listeners.
Great.
Anyway, I got somebody else on the line. Mac, he wants to talk to you. Mac, you there?
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I can't get enough of you, Neil, and we had to sit on hold and listen to you here. We're junkies.
Yeah.
But,
I just had a call from San Diego from a guy crying about the rotten scum-sucking fish. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we heard him.
Incredible.
We heard him, but he's up rather early. Well, I guess it's not that early. Neil.
Yeah?
Can you just tell... Were you at the game yesterday?
No, I was not.
Oh, well, good for you.
I was at the Panthers game last night. We won 4-3 over Calgary,
yes,
baby. We got one team, and it's time we got a hockey team. Now you're talking.
Well, I got to run. Neil, Barry.
Yeah, just one question.
Yeah.
How bad did they rag on the Hurricanes and the Dolphins? We don't get any of that.
Can I just tell you this?
Yeah.
The Hurricanes might as well not exist.
But they are playing nice. They're the nicer boys out there now, right?
But oh yeah, real nice.
Okay.
That's right.
Gentlemen.
Good luck to you, pal.
Okay, guys.
See you guys. So the next Hurricane opponent, by the way, I'm glad he reminded me because it's so easy to forget about them these days, is Rutgers. Rutgers, another girls' school. At 7:30 Saturday night. Now, if you want your own personal section at the Orange Bowl, baby, I think no problem at all. They'll pay you $25, give you all the free beer you want. If you just promise to show up there, they'll give you a VIP parking spot right by the front gate. They'll give you in fact, if you don't want to drive, they'll even pick you up in a limo and bring you to the Orange Bowl, okay? Just so we have a few bodies out there and see just how much support that that program has got. It's amazing. See, if you just wait long enough, sooner or later they show their true goddamn colors. We have an open line in Broward on a blue line, by the way. That's our color, 524. We're blue. We're black. We're blue. We're the Dolphins. 524-9463. It's 11:47 at WIOD.
Dan Marino does have a torn cartilage, and he's scheduled for surgery this morning.
And so now what? The Dolphins lose to the Colts and lose Dan Marino. Tonight, Defo and Jim Mandich with Sports Talk 610, Dolphin Edition, live from Flanagan's in North Miami. The latest on Marino and the Fins. 6:05 tonight on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio. 610 WIOD.
Don Shula,
Oh! 11:49 at WIOD. Here's a fax from Patty who says, thanks for the Panther tickets. Had a great time last night. Nice going, Patty. Here's one that says the Three Stooges caused the Dolphins to lose. They're just blows Brown, terrible Buckley, and the brainstem. When the Mad Dog and Shula were showering after the game, Mandich patted the brainless wonder on the ass and said, yes, yes. Pretty weak. And here's one. This is a repeat of a column that was in a Wall Street Journal Friday, August 25th of this year, which I alluded to way back then when it came out. And here somebody reminds me, in big games, count on Shula to drop the ball, is the headline. And it's got right in the Wall Street Journal. It's got a whole big thing on it. Open line in Dade, 751-9463. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
More shocking than the O.J. verdict.
Yes.
The Dolphins, they lose Dan Marino. I feel bad for Danny. Buckley sucks.
I hear nothing. I
good.
see nothing.
Here you
I
go.
know
Line
nothing.
4. Line 4, George. Get him fast. You know who that is. Open line in Dade, 751-9463. What happened to him? He disappeared? That was Woody. That was our good friend. So I guess we'll have to register. So how are we going to do that? What do we do now?
I guess we would do it again at 1.
Oh, okay. Whenever. Open line at Broward, I tried, 524-9463. I was trying to get him out of town. Let's go to Sunrise. Wait a minute. Here it is. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Neil.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, what's this about Marino getting knee surgery? Did he sprain his knee?
Did he sprain his knee? He's got a tear. Possibly. They don't know. They did the MRI last night.
Yes.
And he's got, they don't know just how extensive it is, whether it's torn cartilage, whether it's, they don't know. So we're going to find out. Allegedly at noon they were going to find out, but now Shula's got a press conference at 3:45.
On the Phil Henry Show?
On the Phil Henry Show.
All right, I'll listen. All
so
right,
it'll be up to you to find out whether it's the real Shula or, you know what I'm saying? This is for real.
Don Shula.
Huh?
There's only one Don Shula.
That's for damn sure. Okay, pal.
Okay, see you, bye.
Open line in Broward, 524-9463, 524-WIOD. There's only one Don Shula, baby. Make no mistake about that. Right?
Honey, we...
Exactly. Here's a mobile in Coconut Creek. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Buenos dias.
Let's drop this conversation about the Dolphins dropping the soap again, okay?
Yeah?
Let's switch gears and talk about something a little more important.
And what could that be, sir?
Gambling in South Florida.
Oh. Don't let the Sun Sentinel hear you saying this. They might be tracing the call.
Yeah, you never know. Now they're talking about they want to sue the state. And what's great is there's like a 5-acre spot in like Coconut Creek in North Broward that's owned by the Indians.
Yeah.
They want to put in a gambling casino right there.
I'm all for the Indians, baby.
I'm ready for it.
Yep.
I was at the meeting. They had the city commissioners meeting, and the city commissioners in Coconut Creek are like, let's do it. Let's get it going. So
this is the year that's...
If the voters won't do it, the state will, right?
Right.
Well, I just think that's the best thing that could happen to it.
Okay.
All right, have a good one.
Okay, you got any teenagers? Get them ready to go to the casino. Yeah, we got to have an age for smoking. We got to have an age for drinking. We have to have an age for gambling. We have to have an age for touching yourself. We have an age for touching somebody else. We got, and guess what? It's not doing any good. That's the sad part. But, boy, we sure got a lot of laws, a lot of restrictions, a lot of repression, and it ain't doing any good. What a surprise. We have an open line on a green line, 1-800-944-9463. I wonder how come Woody wouldn't hold on there. And whoever was in Boca also didn't hold on. They must have caught it from him. Here's Boca on line, purple line. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing great. How about you, pal?
All right. Everyone's talking about the Dolphins. What's up with those Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was at that opening last night. They had a great opening. You think so, Neil?
I thought the game was great. I thought the crowd was pathetic.
Come on, Neil. It took them a long time to set all those laser lights, and you didn't enjoy that?
Did you hear what I just said? I said I thought the game was great. Everything was great, and the crowd was pathetic, is what I just said.
Okay.
What do the laser lights have to do with the size of the crowd?
It was entertainment.
It was great. I just got through saying it was great.
You said the game was great.
I said everything was great except you. You suck. We have an open line on the purple line, pound IOD. Don't ever come back to one of our games, pal, okay? Probably a freebie. And one on the green line, 1-800-944-9463. If you're in Boca, West Palm, one of those places up there, one of those really fancy schmancy places where all the rednecks hobnob with the old folks. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Just two comments on the Dolphins. I think they're going to do good with Kosar because maybe they'll stick to the running game.
Yeah.
And the Panthers. The game last night, great game.
Yes, it was.
Just two things I think they need to do.
Yeah.
Get a little more aggressive on defense, start checking a little more.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of times the players just walked right down to the ice towards the
that
goal.
one time when Fleury scored, man, there was nobody near him. He was almost like a penalty shot. Nobody near him.
Exactly, all by himself. And another thing is all the cute little passes, just shoot the puck.
Exactly. Here's a guy that knows the game, baby. Quit trying to be finesse and fancy when you've got a bunch of young, struggling players who are trying to make the grade. Don't try to be goddamn Adam Oates and Mario Lemieux. Just shoot the puck at the net, and when you do that, good things often happen.
Exactly. They could have had another 10 shots on goal, maybe a couple more goals scored.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Neil.
Okay, pal. Have a great life. Open line in Dade, 751. I see... Dennis and Tiffany are here for a little breakfast at Tiffany's. And guess when you find out who you're getting lunch from? We're catering lunch for our friends here today. Did you bring any Digel for them or what? Oh, yeah, George has got a lot of Maalox. Ponytail's going to come by with some good stuff. He said he enjoyed seeing you last night, Dennis. He wants a date. We have an open line on a green line, 1-800-944-9463. And wait till he sees what I got in here. You're really going to flip out. Take a look at this. Oh, he don't want to look at it. Here's Lake Worth. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
How you doing?
What a wonderful weekend. Pompano opened up.
Yeah, Pompano was great Friday night. We didn't lose too much money. We had a good time. The place looks great. It was dynamite.
I didn't get to go to Pompano. I went to the Palm Beach Kennel Club to bet, but I still made a donation.
Good for you.
And Panthers looked good last night, but you guy had it right. They got to shoot more.
Yeah.
They got to shoot the puck.
Stop trying to be so cute. You know what I'm saying?
In 3 weeks, hold on to your hat, the Hurricanes play the Temple Owls in 3 weeks.
Oh, all right.
What do you think, there'll be 100 people there?
I think the Hurricanes are going to spend most of their time in Temple, if you ask me.
And I found out where Jim Mandich is.
Yeah.
He went and found Gary Mueller. They're having a drink, I think.
Okay.
And one more thing, November 4th,
maybe after that Oakland game yesterday, maybe Dennis Erickson can join him. What is it?
November 4th, Michigan goes to Michigan State.
All right, okay.
Hopefully Tony Banks will be back then.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck to us, pal.
We need it.
Okay.
Yep.
Say hi to George Perlis. Okay, he's a slob. We have two open lines on the green lines, 1-800-944-9463, 1-800-944-WIOD. You got it? Are you following it or what? I don't think they can follow it up there. Just take a look at it. Here's Miami. Hello.
You're an asshole.
Okay, thanks for the bulletin, man. Open line. That was, do you hear that? It's Shula doing a voice. Shula doing a voice. Don't take it out on me, man. I'm not the one that wounded Danny Boy's knee yesterday. One thing I'll say, I hate Jim Kelly. I really do. I despise him. But he took a hit yesterday, man, in that second quarter near the end of the half, and just about knocked his ass out again, and he was like woozy and couldn't get up off the ground. And he comes back out there, man, and he just does it. No complaining, no bellyache, and he just stands up there. Of course, he couldn't throw the ball worth of crap even when he wasn't hurt. But nevertheless, he just shows up. But some guys, I don't want to mention every names, but every time somebody breathes on them heavy because they're so used to that great offensive line and getting that great protection, anytime somebody runs by real close and breathes on him, oy vey, he's finished, man. He's out. I don't want to mention any names. Here's Davey. Hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, I am.
Oh, boy, I'm emotional today, Neil.
About what?
About this game. I can't get over it.
What game is that? The Panther game?
No.
Oh.
The
Hurricane
the big
game?
D. The big D. No, I tell you, I'm not an X's and O kind of guy with football.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see the quarterback, Harbaugh, being flushed out of the pocket all the time and running for first downs,
yeah,
can't you leave somebody back on the line to, put their finger in the dike that's leaking? I mean, I can understand it.
Yeah. They needed Jan Marino there yesterday.
I tell you, at halftime I was ordering pizza, making Super Bowl arrangements, and just waiting for the big day to come, at least looking ahead to San Francisco. And then my wife starts, she's a complainer. Once the Dolphins start to
blow it.
I mean, she doesn't expect the team to complete a pass. That's my wife. I have a hard time with it. Sometimes I say I should have married a Jets fan, for Christ's sake. But any
well, that's because she, she went out with you years ago, and she didn't expect anybody to complete a pass. I understand.
But anyway, I said, hey, don't worry. I said, defense might bend, but they won't break.
Yeah.
So they break a little bit. And I say, don't worry, Marino, he's going to, he'll march him down the field. We'll get the touchdown.
Right.
Well, he can't. But don't worry, Stoyanovich.
Stoyo will kick it right through there. It's a chip shot.
He'll kick it through.
Piece
don't
of
worry.
Cake.
I mean, so it got into overtime, and my son is even telling him, don't worry, Mom, they'll win. In fact, I talked him into betting his allowance that they would still win the game, and he was pissed at me today.
Corrupting your kid, man.
Not the way things ought to be. The way things are. 610 WIOD, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. News, talk, and entertainment radio.